security community. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sky Network show. We'll be starting the show in 1 minute. We'll just wait for everybody to go live. All right. So we are already live on Secure Chain AI Twitter. We are live on Ether Authority Twitter, as well as we are live on Secure Chain AI Facebook. Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Also, we are live on Secure Chain AI YouTube. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Sky Network show. Um, I'm Sadeep and Yogesh. We have the panelists today, Ante, and unfortunately, we had one more panelist, Bradley. He's not able to join us yet. So I think we'll be starting in a couple of minutes. But before that, I'll move over to the Yogesh. Yogesh, would you like to start the show?
All right. Thank you, everyone, and thanks, Sandeep, for giving me the stage. And really excited to be here. And yeah, I'm very happy to share ideas and learn from other people and talk about. And we also have our speaker, our expert, uh, who are in the industry of blockchain and Web3, and we'll be very happy to get the knowledge and experience from him. And will be very beneficial to have their knowledge and wisdom, and we can see how the trend of blockchain and Web3 is moving forward. And yeah, very pleased to be in the panel discussion, Sandeep, today.
Yeah. Thank you, Yogesh, and welcome, Ante, on board. Thanks for taking this time out. We really appreciate it. And on behalf of community, I would like to, thank you. And would you mind introducing yourself to the community?
Yeah, sure. I'm Ante Medic. I'm co-founder of Infinity Games. We are a unified Web3 ecosystem for the game's interoperability. We have already developed a blockchain protocol that allows the interoperability on the blockchain layer, and now we are focused on developing the platform which will allow the interoperability of the digital assets on the application layer. So what does that mean? Our end goal is to have a platform, to have an ecosystem where gamers, users can play with same digital assets across different games in the ecosystem. For the developers, that means the faster development time through the shared resources, shared user base, and logistical support mainly through the upcoming Infi token. For the past 2.5, 3 years, we have been developing a flagship game for the whole ecosystem called Infinity Heroes. It is a 3D card collection auto chess fully built inside our house. And the game is in the open beta stage from the March of this year and gained excellent traction. We are live in the Elixir Games launcher. We are live in the GGM launcher. And our most notable milestone recently is migrating to the SCAI network as the grant owners.
Very well, Ante. Thank you for your introduction. And community, the this show is designed. It depends quite a lot on, like, we have built this show to make sure that we are able to answer your questions, and you guys are able to get the benefit out of the expertise from our panelists. So make sure to ask questions in the chat, and I'll be happy to raise it here. Meanwhile, before we start, I'll go over to the Yogesh, and we'll start with the introduction of the today's topic. So today's topic is around blockchain security, but will not be limited to only blockchain security. So the format of the show will be like, okay, we'll start with the topic, then we'll go over the general chat, and we'll end with the updates regarding secure chain AI projects and the upcoming work, because I know, as in the group, many people were asking about the updates, and this was the main aspect of the show when we started, that every week we are able to give updates to the community of the project, what is going on, what is being built, etc., etc. So yeah, that will be the show. I'll start with the Yogesh. Yogesh, how was your week? And yeah, would you like to start with the introduction to the topic?
Yeah. All right. So basically, you said about the Web3 and blockchain and security. So being in this space for like it's more than 5 years, 6 years now. So if you look at the industry as a whole, there is a huge rise of a scam and hacks in this industry, and the hackers getting more and more sophisticated. They becomes more and more intelligence with using advanced technologies. And I mean, it looks like they have the full-time job just to do the cracking of the blockchain software, such as smart contracts, bridges, and all kinds of things. So there is a huge rise of this type of activities. And I think there is also, Sandeep, there is a reason why this happens. It's because the technology allows like that. So if you look at the how the anonymity or no control and no regulations, no governmental, no police. I mean, there is, but it's kind of decentralized world. So there is no one person accountable for anything else. So because of all these things, which is good, okay, these are the things which is good. It empowers the businesses, it empowers the users, it empowers the industry as a whole. But at the same time it also gives the very rundown plane for the criminals as well. So here, Sandeep, I want to like to have kind of a distinct path for those people who wants to be in this industry. Is like, there should be a decentralized, but there should be a centralized management. So because if we give everything 100% decentralized, then I think it also, there is a lot of manipulations and corruptions and all kinds of things that could potentially happen. So because of this Web3 space is a decentralized, and therefore there is a huge necessity of a security aspect, right, Sandeep? So that's why
Yeah,
the whole movement about Web3 security, and why we are talking about this, and why we are also having a expert like Ente also over here. So that's the reason why we are talking about that.
definitely, Yogesh. Like, so as you guys, those who have joined the last show would remember that we had a elaborate discussion about the security aspects and how the blockchain can be used by the wrong, like if it goes into the, like it is in the, like there are many use cases where it can be used wrongly for malpractices as well as for the crime. There is a entity like there is quite a lot of activities which needs to be prohibited, and for that centralized security aspects are required. And we, as we know, like okay, when it comes to decentralized security, for example, secure chain AI, we are building the AI which will help us with the smart contract side of it. But we do need to make sure that all the wallets which are joined to the blockchain either are KYC'd, or there are for example, we have something called like there is something called chain analysis, which allows us to integrate and monitor each and every transactions. So it basically allows the blockchain data to be explored via like in kind of a SQL manner. Or there are many other projects which are working towards this. There are multiple governments which are working in building the framework. So the security aspects of a blockchains are very prominent. It will make sure that the adoption rates will definitely depend upon it. But again, let me also make it clear that blockchain is not illegal. There's nothing illegal about blockchain. There's nothing wrong with the decentralization. The only issue is the way people perceive it and the way people use it. And it is the same with the cash. I mean, world's biggest black business is done with the cash. So there's nothing specific which says that okay, though it is only because of that. But yeah, I'll definitely say that there are many things which are required, and we are still young as an industry. So as everybody keeps building on that, and once we are ready, I'm sure a couple of years down the line, things will be a lot better than it is right now. But I'll go over to the Ante and would like to know his views on blockchain security as well as security in general for the Web3 communities and Web3 projects. So over to you, Ante.
Well, the first speaker talked about decentralization and other features of the blockchain technology. Speaking about that, those things are the features of the blockchain. They are not the bugs. And I think that the community needs to understand the differences. We are self custodians. Users are self custodians. They have responsibility in securing their assets on the Web3. All those are the features. We cannot talk about security in the blockchain and try to eliminate those features. That is something what is in the core of the blockchain. Also, I saw a question, if I can refer on it, if you not mind. How does blockchain ensure data integrity? That the answer is very simple. If that data is stored on the blockchain like Ethereum, we are sure that it has data integrity. If it is stored on the private blockchain, we cannot be sure that that data will have integrity in the future, because with the private chains you can manipulate with the data. How to prevent unauthorized access? That question needs to be more specific. What unauthorized access you want to prevent? The core of the Infinity Games is that we are building a protocol based on the public and transparent blockchain data. What does that mean? That means that if you store an asset, digital asset or NFT on the chain, other studio, other project can pick up that asset and build the application around that asset. So all those are the features of the blockchain, and it is the reason why we are building on the Web3 architecture and not on the Web2 architecture.
So, Anthony, there is one more question. Um, Let me put it on the board here. Okay, so there's a question again from the past Kumar Agrawal saying that how does an Infinity Games like ensure the seamless game experience across the different platforms and devices? Would you mind taking it?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so one of the reasons why we built our first game, Infinity Heroes, is to have the basic set of digital assets that can be seamlessly shared across the ecosystem. Seamless is for the users. Our goal is to create an ecosystem, to create a platform. I think that it is not only our goal, but I think it is the goal of the broader, let's say, the whole space. We want the users to have seamless experience. I think that the end goal for the whole industry is for the users to not know that they are using the blockchain. Are we there yet? Maybe no, but hopefully in the future, and while the industry is developing at this pace, I think we will be there very, very soon. I think that very soon the users will use the Web3 applications not knowing that they are using the blockchain. Now we need some, it is very broader topic. We need, at the first place, we need education. And of course, we need the tools. Those tools are now better for sure than they have been in the past couple of years. But we need more working at this. Yeah, problem.
Yeah. Yogesh, would you like to add anything here?
Yeah. So basically, when it comes to securing part in general, what I'm talking about in general, in sites of blockchain, how the users can use the blockchain and in a more safe and a secure way, then it's all about the multi-layer of security. So basically, there is one layer of security as at a smart contract level. So people has to make sure, the developer or project owner has to make sure the smart contract is right or bug free. That's the smart contract level security. Another is blockchain level security, because nowadays there are so many blockchains. Like in the early days, there were only few like Ethereum, BSC, Polygon, or few of those. The more which is pretty decentralized. But now you look at the chain list, the registry, there are thousands of blockchains are there, and new chains are coming out. Because of those, there is a frenzy of blockchains coming out. It also gives the centralization component into the blockchain part. So we have to make sure the security at the blockchain level as well. And there is third level is called infrastructure level. So where the blockchain is running. So for example, the blockchains are running on some servers or some cloud servers, Amazon, AWS, wherever. So what is the security level at the infrastructure level? So there are three levels of security. There are many others as well in the down below that as well. But these are the main three levels where primarily we can work on to make sure the technical security is maintained. There is other security concept as well. For example, there are lots of owner created vulnerabilities. For example, some project owner rug pulls, for example. So that's not a technical security problems, but that is a business related safety issue or trust issues. So we have to also work on two things, like technical part as well as the business part, like ethics and accountability of projects. So I think these are the things that we can have in our industrial practice, business practices in the industry, to keep the everything as safer and better to run down. Sandeep, if you don't mind, I would like to take some of the questions. Okay. There is one is say that what are the essential security best practice for developing development? Yeah, the same thing what I said earlier right now. So the best practices to developing and deploying blockchain, these are the same thing, like the security level at the smart contract level, blockchain level, and infrastructure level. That will, I think, take care of it. There is one more question. It's specific to Sky Network in 2024 by Toa Kuang. So, do you mind? You want to take that question, Sandeep?
Yeah, I think you have put a very good question out there, and we do have a session where we'll be, giving the updates regarding security in AI at the end of the show. So during that time, I would love to take your question, because if I'll do it right now, I think it will take quite a lot of time, and it will be moving away from the conversation. But like just staying into the conversation, I would love to put one more point here, that yes, just like we discussed last time, right? There's not one single specific mode where the security is required. The like a chain is as strong as its weakest link. Just like that, for any infrastructure, any the weakest point. Like for example, when it comes to blockchain, though the blockchain itself is a decentralized network, and it is you know pretty much secure, but there are still ways where like majority attack can be happen. There can be like for the new projects specifically like secure chain, or there are other new projects which are being built. I mean, new projects does not have like validators in the number of thousands. So there are limited number of validators, and if somebody has the access to more than 50% of validators, they can definitely make changes to the blockchain. So that is one aspect. The second aspect, as you were discussing, that infrastructure level, that okay, for example, if there is a any specific node is running, I mean, though the network security is not at the risk there, but still the security of that wallet, that validator, is definitely at the risk. So that is also kind of a point. Also, specifically, there are so many issues when it comes to non-validated smart contracts, and specifically, like there are smart contracts which are, not exactly same as they are told, and not every user understands the smart contract 100%. Like not every user understands the Solidity language, and it's not everybody is not technical. So we need to make sure, and we need to have a kind of a place where users have the information as well as the insights about the smart contract in layman terms, in simple terms, And I think that is something which is definitely, I mean, there are a couple of companies who are working towards it, but I'm not sure that everybody has made 100% up to the mark. So that is one reason we are building the secure chain AI platform to, make sure that the reports and analysis of the smart contract becomes a lot more easier. So that is one thing. The second thing is, again, when it comes to the security around the project owners, I think for that the government frameworks will do. Also, we there's one place that which is like one topic which is anonymity versus security. That is something which I mean I personally believe more towards the myself I'm inclined towards more security side. Anonymity is good, but because that is also a very big security point. Okay, for example, if you own like a couple of thousand bitcoins, or even just couple hundreds, or even just couple in 50s, and somebody kidnaps you, I mean, that can happen. I'm not saying that that does not happen, and that is a very big security risk to individuals. So we also need to make sure. So anonymity is definitely good, and I'm pro anonymity in that scenario. But other than that, there are so many scenarios, especially for projects, like for project owners. I think for them, uh, it would be much more because there are so many people putting their faith on them to build a project. The many people putting their money on it. I think it makes sense to be available. But again, as I said, there are security aspects which needs to be considered, and that is one issue which is kind of in a balance where ethically one thing is right and practically another thing is right. So I'm still confused about it. But what are your views on that, Yogesh?
Yeah. So there is a uh, thin line between ethics and uh, especially in this crypto world. Okay, when it comes to a project owner, the business Web3 founders, there is a thin line between ethics, what should be done, and what's moral, what needs to be done, and what should be done, and versus the enforcement, the regulations. There is also the one thing is here the regulatory frameworks is absent in most countries. They don't even recognize crypto or blockchain as something exists. So because of there is no or very vague the legal framework, regulatory framework available, and also because of the all this anonymity and all kinds of things is already happening. All these features about the blockchain, it also empowers the businesses. At the same time, it also uh, pose the threat on a market, because a security threat on a market at the same time. So for the business owner, I think the most thing that they has to do is it should be treated as like is a normal business with the high level of ethics and all the code of conducts, right? So with that in mind, if this type of businesses are there in this industry, and the more, then it will be seen as a genuine the industry as a whole. So I think, yeah, that's the one thing that the whole industry can do that at the moment. But at the same time, also we need a stronger enforcement as well, because people otherwise don't follow rules, right? They don't want to follow rules. So we also need enforcement as well.
No.
So
So
I may say
definitely,
a couple of things, if you don't mind. I
yes.
remember 2 years ago there was on the cryptocurrency on Reddit. There was a big panic that one user was drained for $100,000 from the MetaMask in USDT. And there was a huge panic that MetaMask was hacked and that every user will be drained. And it went for a couple of days until we figured out what is happening. That user was several months ago was interacting with unverified smart contract. In that times, there was a feature. Also, we need to understand that this technology is still developing. Only 2 years ago, that was a feature that you are allowing for in a smart contract that you will allow all some of the tokens you are owning for the smart contract to be spent. So basically, what he did, he interact with the contract, and that Trojan or malware smart contract drained all his USDT. I remember at that time we were developing a marketplace which will become a native marketplace of the whole like, Infinity Games ecosystem. I remember when we were developing the smart contracts and when we will have an error or some messages from the MetaMask, there were hieroglyphs. Even us developers couldn't understand the best what is the chain, what feedback is the chain giving. So how the users can even understand when they are interacting with the smart contracts, what is the feedback from the smart contract as the MetaMask is telling them. We all know that the MetaMask is the most widespread the crypto wallet. After that, I saw it was a big case. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. After that, I saw big improvements how MetaMask is telling users in the human language what is happening on the blockchain side, on the blockchain layer. And also, I see that now the practice is that you are allowing smart contract to exact some of the tokens that may be spent. So we are seeing improvements all the time, and I think that things are going in much better direction now.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree because smart contract can basically spend more than what they should be spending. Just for example, let's say a Uniswap. Someone wants to swap. Let's say they have 100,000 USDT in their wallet, and he just want to swap. Let's say 50 USDT, just 50 USDT. But when they go to the UI and when they approve, in the approval process, they take like million trillion dollar USDT worth of approval amount, a large amount. And since they have the approval allowance, then they can just take the token from that user's wallet as much as they want. So I think this type of scams also existed. So basically they're like act like a genuine debt, uh, like games or decks or this type of, it looks like very genuine, and people tries to swap some of their tokens. They do it as well, but what they do is they basically get the large amount of approval from them. As soon as they get the approval, later on they constantly monitor their account. As soon as the user gets the USDT in their amount in their wallet, he finds it is more than, let's say, 1,000 whatever, he just can take them out. So these type of phishing scams are also uh, is there in this space.
Yeah, and each day I'm seeing so much improvement, even from the MetaMask as the most wider provider or as a first interaction with the chain. So, as a leader, as a MetaMask, which is a leader, I'm seeing lots of improvement in the past couple of years.
Yeah, definitely they did a lot of improvements in the past years. All right, Sandeep. I think we are good with the questions. I don't see any other questions in the chat box. Um,
Yeah. Meanwhile, I would just like to ask everyone that everybody's voice is good and my voice is coming nice and video. Everything good with the screen. Uh, Listeners, please just put a message. If everything is good, just give me a thumbs up. Yogesh?
All right. So just I would like to take one question. Discuss the role of security audits and certifications in ensuring blockchain security. So definitely, security audits has been there in this industry since its inception. Whenever the Ethereum was born, from that time the security audits are there, because the blockchain is secure itself. Ethereum, for example, is a secure, but the smart contract, which is written on the blockchain, is not secure. Why? Because it's written by a developer. Anyone can write a smart contract, and it's there's no guarantee of security in a smart contract. So therefore, it's very important and even a wise step for a project to go for a third-party security audits to make sure that there is no vulnerabilities and it's a safe and secure and this kind of things. So having a security audits done by a professional, experienced auditor is a very wise steps that can be done by a project owner to make sure that everything is good in a smart contract. And also the certification, yeah, it's also part of the audit. So as soon as the project has been audited and passed the audit, then they can get the certification, and that's a good measure for the project owners to get the project running on in the market. uh, all right, just I would like to ask, um, if you have any experience about the uh, security aspects in your games and everything. What do you have any experience, you if you want to share something?
Yeah, I cannot emphasize more how security in smart contracts and certification is important. We need to show the users that smart contract is safe to interact, and we can only do that by certification and audits. I remember a couple of months ago, we are developing this project several years ago, but only a couple of months ago, let's say we have some sort of the soft launch in the form of the open beta of the game. And I remember during the June, our website was phished. Our community was attacked. So it is incredible how many scammers are out there. I would understand that when the project is established, that you will put some effort in it to steal the money. But we were baffled that they are willing to do so much work to even the unmature project which we were at that stage to try to scam users. They of course didn't succeed. We managed to resolve all the issues in very fast, and also it show us it's some kind, it is satisfying that it is giving you some sort of verification that you are building a solid project if those kinds of scammers are willing to do all that effort to try to steal money. So in some sort, it was a validation that we are doing a really good job with Infinity Games.
Yeah. Scammers are out there, and they are in huge number. So definitely, I mean, uh, there's the reason why there are so many security service providers are also out there to tackle all these types of people. So yeah, if there is a demand, then there is an opportunity as well. So uh, yeah, so that's the happening. Okay, so all right, let me just one moment, let me get some other questions. Now we are about to conclude our discussion panel. So before that, just let me just get some other questions if I can get some anything that we haven't covered. Okay, all
I see a
right.
lot of questions about Infinity Games. If you don't mind, I would just like to spill some alpha here.
Yeah.
As I was saying in our intro, we made a partnership with Elixir Games, so our game is live in Elixir Games as well in GGM. And to spilling some alpha next week, we are having a big update with new race, undead race, and also with a tournament feature. On the Tuesday, we will have a tournament with Elixir Games community, and on Thursday, we will have a tournament with the GGN community. So I will invite all of your audience to check out our Discord. And also, last week we launched the big community reward program in cooperation with SCAI Network. So please visit our social media and get involved with the community reward program.
Yeah, definitely. Just Google about the Infinity Games, and you'll find all these details about the website and social media to get and learn more about and get to know more about the project and all the games and everything. All right.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm back after some glitches in my network, but yeah. So dear community, I think it is time that we move on towards the last part of our session, where we'll be putting up the updates regarding the projects as well, Secure Chain AI project, as well as I would like to start with first of all thanking Ante that it was a wonderful conversation. Also, just wanted to add one more point there in terms of security aspects, specifically nowadays with the gaming, the real money is involved, and it really you know it is one of those places where as you were rightly saying that the malpractices and hackings are like phishing, for example, it is one of the very big aspects of the today's world that you need to make sure and specifically it happens a lot with the web3 space, but so where during your experience with the phishing, what are the steps which you guys took to ensure that the network itself is empowering you with the security, as well as what were the steps which helped you get around that?
If the question is for me, okay. So first step we made is everything is server side, as well in the game, as well on the database, as well as communication with the blockchain. Everything is moved on the server side, and all sockets are secured, so nobody cannot interact without authorization with the smart contracts. Also, for us, as our game is player versus player, it is a competitive game. It is very important that is fair and secure, and it cannot be manipulated or hacked or cheated in the game. It's very important. In the future, we are planning to have wagering in the games, staking. So it is very important to provide an experience that is fair for every users, because without that, you cannot have a quality and solid player versus player game.
Yeah, very well said, Ante. And yeah, moving towards the updates part. So it's been a long time coming, guys. We are in the 12th month of our project, and this 27th October is when we'll be celebrating a completion of our anniversary of our Genesis block. So yeah, looking towards it. Upcoming updates are we are going to be having a decentralized wallet very soon, just like a MetaMask with the browser functionality and everything. So that is something which we are working really hard on, and we're almost ready in the terms of launch. The final testings are being done, so that is upcoming. As well as we are moving our staking and mining program towards the smart contract base. Ante, we had a mobile application for staking and mining, uh, in which we have approximately like 800,000 users now. And
Yes.
so that we are, so we wanted to make sure we are big believers in democracy and decentralization. Specifically, I'm 100% pro democracy, pro decentralization. And so we are moving everything towards so once the Sky wallet is launched, uh, which is our decentralized wallet, we are users will be able to access their staking and mining rewards and all the functionalities with the help of smart contracts and directly from their decentralized wallet without anybody's interference. So that is one thing which we are bringing. Also, our AI build is in the full swing. It's coming up, and we are working really hard on that. And we are planning to bring at least beta by our anniversary. But yeah, stay tuned for the updates. Again, it is also we are bringing like we are listing on one more exchange that is also upcoming, but the 27th October date is not decided for that. The exchange listing will come 2 weeks after the AI portal launch. So stay tuned for that. All right. Other than that, things are going great with the Secure Chain AI. We are working towards some partnerships. As if you guys remember, we had Richie Marquez from Evolve a couple of episodes back. So we are, bringing. So there are some airdrops which are coming from different projects. So that also we'll be bringing to you guys. So that is for all the Secure Chain AI holders. So everybody who is holding the Sky will be able to participate in such kind of work, as well as we are building something called a nexus of blockchains, of layer one blockchains, where so again, if you guys remember in the last episode we discussed how like there are right now until like there are almost 1 million blockchain out there. I mean, if you count everybody, okay, but out of that million, almost there's only top 50 and top 100 which are actually worth something. Or let's go up to top 200. So again, down the line, as the whole space is evolving, there will be uh, specific blockchains for specific. I mean, again, it's my view. I could be wrong here, but so there will be specific blockchains for specific utilities. For example, there will be one blockchain for healthcare. There will be one blockchain for financial transactions, etc., etc. And there are so many use cases when it comes to blockchain. It's not like limited to specific things. And yeah, we for to make sure that to bring that adoption, like right now the penetration of Web3 is not in big percentages, but once we grow, we and to make sure that we grow at the right rate, at the same rate, and with even higher rate, we need to make sure that the technologies are seamless. For example, Yogesh was discussing about the way how to manage a wallet. Like, okay, for example, if you have $100,000 in your wallet, you don't have to use that wallet everywhere, right? And to create a new wallet doesn't take much from the application. So all those things can be done manually, but that is not how the end user doesn't understand everything. And and as the adoption of Web3 is growing higher and higher, like more and more people are coming towards it, what happens is like not everybody is aware of all the technology, all the things which can be done and how to do it. So if we don't make it easy and user friendly, I mean, of course, there should be an like wallet which is, though it may not be 100% decentralized, but at least it is able to seamlessly connect this technology and bring out the ways that, okay, if you are connecting wallet to any, but for example, we have virtual credit cards, right? That if you want to particularly use it for particular website, then you use that virtual credit card, and after that amount is gone, that virtual credit card is, you don't use it for other purposes. So those kind of things can be done with the wallets. It's not like rocket science. And so this is something which is lacking, and in which right now there's so many projects, so many companies who are working towards it, is making the seamless experience in Web3. It is one of the challenge for sure, as we have also dealt with it for a long time. But I think that is the future. Ante, your views on that? So what do you
Yeah.
think that?
First of all, I would like to follow up on the first part of your what you were saying. I somehow agree with you that in the future we will see more and more specialized chains. I remember during 2018, it was impossible to create the things we are creating right now. only due the factor that the transaction on Ethereum was expensive, the speed was non-existent, and while during the similar discussion like these ones, the conclusion was that we will see more and more enterprise chains. And in my opinion, the Polygon was front runner for sure, as other layer two networks appearing. Now we have so many solutions as finally we are at the stage that it doesn't matter on what chain you are building. We are seeing more and more chain agnostic projects. We are also considering ourselves as a chain agnostic. In example, even if we are now migrating to the SCAI network, we will be exclusive to the SCAI network. Our future Infi token will be on the SCAI, and also our collection from the Infinity Heroes will be on the SCAI network. But our interoperability protocol is chain agnostic. That means that we are achieving interoperability of the digital assets, and it doesn't matter on which chain that asset is. We can now seamlessly communicate between chains and make this interoperability possible.
All right. So, now, like in simple words, for example, if Infinity Games wants to join like a secure chain AI network, it will not be much of a hassle for you guys, right? It will be like, okay, simple integration, one, two, three, and yeah, you guys are live, correct?
Yeah, I think that is the future. That is the future. It doesn't matter. Now we have so many tools and so many efficient tools that it doesn't matter what chain you are using. The bridging and communication between chains is efficient, and now we are focusing at Infinity Games not on the chain interoperability. In my opinion, that problem is way solved. We are focusing on the interoperability of the digital assets, or if you can call it them, maybe the audience will better understand the word NFTs. That is the problem we are solving, and we want to achieve the interoperability of the NFTs and focus on the games.
Hmm. Yeah, that's great, man. Um, yeah, Yogesh, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah. So interoperability is, as Ante said, it's I think it's the future of blockchain, because now what happens is the one asset at one blockchain is stuck at one blockchain. There is no way we can, let's say, for example, USDT on Ethereum is stuck as the USDT on Ethereum. But there is, if we want to, let's say, have USDT on BSC network, then they have to have use different blockchain network itself. There is no communication between both of those two in a decentralized way. There is a communication, but it's a either it's a centralized or it's a hybrid or kind of central decentralized, but it's not 100% decentralized communication between two blockchains. So that's the current challenges, and yeah, I mean there are a lot of company businesses are already working on that, and I'm sure the future, the innovators will find the ways about the interoperability for sure.
True, true. Yeah, and I've been reading some papers, and one of our developer was working up on such a project where he wanted to, build a protocol which allows the decentralized bridge. I mean, right now it is not possible, but it's a huge project. But there are papers and there are technologies available. It's not like a problem cannot be solved. It is very much possible to be solved, and yeah, it's an ongoing process, and new innovations will keep coming, guys, so stay tuned. But before we to go towards the end of the show, I would like to take the question from Toa Kwan, which was what are the plans for Sky Network in 2025? I read that white paper. There's a section of creating a, excuse me, creating a separate centralized exchange. It seems to be impossible. Yeah. So Toa, yes, we are not building a centralized exchange in 2025. Let me clear it for you, because centralized exchange is not just about building a, script or the website or the platform itself. That is something which we can do in like 2 months. That's not a big deal. That's not a big problem here. But when it comes to the regulatory part, that is the big challenge. And also, that is not something we are focused on right now. Yes, possible couple of years down the line, we might go ahead and we might have some solutions if we feel so. Again, the main reason behind building the secure chain AI project was to build a no nonsense project, a project which does not believe in speculative values, a project which wants to, which is focused towards building the utilities, a project which is um, owned by the community. There is no single person getting rich there. Like the whole community is growing. So that is the values which we started this project is with, and that is the value we want to make sure that we bring it forward. We are just the custodians until the project is 100% ready for 100% decentralization. That's it. We are not the project owners. We were just the first guys of this community. That's it. That's our role. Regarding the plans for 2025, so probably I've said this before also. Last year we were focused on building our AI and building the technology, building the utilities. Like right now we already have a NFT marketplace. We already have our own decentralized exchange. We have a bridge which is working great. We have staking and mining. We had staking and mining application which was superb and successful. But now we are making it even more successful by bringing it on smart contracts. We are bringing our decentralized wallet. We have our AI platform coming up. Uh, so the whole development part will be completed by start of the 2025. In 2025, personally, my focus, again, it's not the whole project's focus, but my personal focus will be towards building a democratic system which is able to build. I mean, again, still it is in it's in very initial phases, and I'll be happy to discuss about it more in the future. But in order to, basically to build a perfect DAO, I mean, right now there are so many DAOs available, there are multiple technologies are available, but there's none like a full-fledged democracy. It's there, you vote on the things and all those things are there. I mean, those technologies are not new, but the whole architecture of a democratic organization, because uh, only one like one DAO cannot work out. It cannot run a project, or for example, if it is a community or like of 100,000 people, or if it a particular DAO is employing like 10,000 people, it cannot work 100% decentralized. But so to come up with a kind of a platform and the smart contracts, everything in and out, the system, which is 100% democratic, run by the government, owned by the government, like, sorry, run by the people, owned by the people, everything. So that is something which personally I'm focused on in the next year. But again, that is not the project, that is just me. But yeah, when it comes to secure chain AI project, it will be focusing more towards like almost 70 or almost 70%, something 65% plus tokens are in the market now. Once we are done that, next year will be 100% focusing on bringing as many projects as possible on board the on our network. That will be the number one priority, because the development part will be concluding end of this year. In 2025, we'll not be building many new projects. We'll be focusing on, refining and bringing new versions of the current utilities and, working more towards marketing side. So, yeah, that will be the key part. The focus on marketing will be the highest ever in the next year for sure. Yeah, and we'll keep building our AI part again. That is a continuous process. It's not that okay, once we launch it, will be done. Right now, we'll be launching just the beta, and there's a lot more to come from that side. So yeah, this is gonna be an exciting journey, guys. Do join us and stay tuned. Every week we have the show, as well as you guys can join the uh, socials. You can be part of our Telegram group. I'll be available there, as well as there are multiple. I mean, please do join us on our Twitter, as well as follow Infinity Games, follow Ether Authority. Uh, yeah. Thank you, Ante, for joining us. Thank you, Yogesh, for taking this time out. Uh, Yogesh, would you like to do the concluding remarks or add anything to the secure chain aspects?
Yeah, I think you covered everything pretty well, extensively. So yeah, that's the for the 2025. That's the hope for the future, and looking forward for the bright and productive and prosperous future for everyone. Those people who are involved and those people who are contributing. So it's like value creation. The more value is created in the market, the more rewards or remuneration or whatever that follows. So yeah, Sandeep, you put it really well, and we have 1 year ahead.
Yeah, completing our successful first year. And also, guys, just one more reminder that for everyone who is not during this migration phase from our staking and mining application to our decentralized smart contract based staking and mining, uh, everyone who has already staked their coins will be rewarded. So don't worry about you are if you are not able to start mining or anything there. So that thing will be covered. So yeah, have fun, guys, and don't worry about it. It will be covered. So just
Thank you
want to
guys
add it.
for having us. It was very insightful session, and thank you also the community for the great questions. And I would also like to invite you to follow us, guys, and come out to play out our game, and let's have some fun and let's build some wonderful stuffs.
Definitely, and thank you, Yogesh,
Thank
and
you, guys.
wishing every
Bye.
one of you a very happy weekend and a productive week ahead. See you everybody next Saturday, 2 p.m. UTC sharp. Bye bye.